microphone. You suck Joe Cronin's dick, fucking faggot. And or some various version of that.
You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
Don't forget to like, comment, and body slam that subscribe button.
This is the epic voice guy, and I can honestly say, Joe Cronin is god awful, that is. You guys seriously listen to this guy? And now it's time for The Joe Cronin Show.
And he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone.
What's up, everybody? Nothing like a little bit of technical shit to go on right before we start, but hey. Holy shit, did that show make me tired. Man, WWE has lost their fucking minds, in my opinion. They have completely gone off the rails. I'll tell you what, that second hour was certainly better than the first hour of SmackDown, and saved the show from being a 1 out of 10. I was about to call that show a 1 out of 10 tonight. And that was saved by Cien Almas and Sin Cara with a fairly basic but a effective way of being able to sort of quickly tell a little bit of a story athletically and within the time that I'm assuming they were given while being rushed, I guess. So good for them. I think that match for me was like a 7.5 out of 10. It might have been a little bit higher in my mind at the time because I was so just built up on Cien Almas coming out. Maybe an 8. But probably, I don't know, man. But everything else about tonight was pretty piss poor. The ending was all right in a way. Just everything seemed to have a negative tonight. And boy, were the trolls out on Twitter loving WWE, loving this show. When I show you guys some of the tweets tonight from the WWE universe, your minds are going to be blown. WWE is doing what I've been saying. I've been saying this for years, but I really stapled this 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I made the statement several times and have since that the numbers are trending down. Somebody actually argued with me on Twitter that I was wrong because they're making more money than they've ever made. What the fuck does that have to do with the product on TV? It really doesn't. And it does in the way that they can feel safe and good. I have said this time and time again. WWE corporate and what they do business-wise, they should be given an award for what they do business-wise. Give the WWE a fucking award for the creation of revenue streams and what they do as far as business goes. But as far as their product on TV, it's garbage. This guy yelling at me on Twitter saying that they're great at making money is like somebody saying, well, you know, Joe, I know you said the new Ghostbusters movie sucks. I know the Ghostbusters movie, whatever. But, dude, you're ridiculous. Sony is killing it. Sony makes so much money. Okay, great. I'm talking about the Ghostbusters movie. I'm not talking about how much money Sony makes business-wise. I'm talking about the movie itself sucked a dick. I'm not talking about how much money Sony makes or how much success they are. And by the way, Sony Pictures is a bad example because Sony Pictures is about to fucking go under. And that's the reason why they made the Ghostbusters movie, because they looked around and they were like, what IPs do we own? What do we own that we can fucking make a movie out of and push it? And then they put their fucking agenda-driven people and ruin the whole thing. But the bottom line is, it's the comparison makes no sense. You literally just outed yourself as not a fan of WWE. Not only not a fan, but a delusional fucking idiot. I tweet out that this show sucks, and your response to me is they make a bunch of money. I don't care. I've already said that that's great that they do that. I know that. I'm going to show you some of these tweets because I think it's absolutely fucking asinine. Yeah, they're down doesn't mean WWE doesn't make insane amount of revenue in other areas. The company is more than just a weekly TV programming. Okay, Jerry DuPont, or whatever your name is. When in the fuck, in my tweet above this, did I state, oh, you deleted yours, by the way, okay. I said the ticket sales are down and the ratings are down. Explain to me what the ticket sales and the ratings are down. When I say the ticket sales and the ratings are down, my point is I am watching some of the worst TV I've ever seen. And the ratings and fucking attendance prove it. Your response as a fan is, they make money other ways. Well, I don't give a fuck how else they make money, because in the end, this is the fucking product. You fucking numbskull retard! What in the world is wrong with these fucking idiots? And these are the people that still watch this product that are happy. You have to be. I'm gonna say it. You have to be a fucking Nimrod numbskull to watch these shows and be happy about this. There is no way you could possibly not be below 100 IQ and enjoy this shit. There's no fucking way, unless you're a woman who just stares at the wrestler's abs, or you're a man who stares at the woman's ass and that makes you happy. If Raw had 49 minutes of Roman Reigns this week, the ratings would have been better. 15 minutes was not enough. Roman Mania 4 times me. Probably a WWE account. You're an idiot. We had 30 minutes of Roman on several main events during the 3-hour Raw, and it didn't change anything. The ratings dropped in the 3rd hour. The 3rd hour ratings always drop. Every time. Where's the guy that tweeted me about Seth Rollins? We gotta find that one. We gotta find that one. That's in here somewhere. Where the fuck is that? Because that is goddamn asinine. Oh, here it is. Here's Mr. fucking Dum Dum. Oh, this is actually Mrs. Dum Dum. Jessica. Probably a new fan, by the way. Or a moron, one of the two. I was tweeting about the fact that, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm so angry right now, WWE Raw did the worst rating of all time last night. Yeah, you heard me right. The WWE Raw did the worst rating of all time last night. And Jessica's response to this, well, Roman's segment drew the most viewers. I guess fans left when they heard the main event. Seth freaking Rollins dropping rattins like after he won his first title. Lol, LOL, not surprising, LOL. First of all, you stupid idiot bitch, the ratings in the 3rd hour are always the worst of the 3 hours because people fall asleep, go to bed, change the channel, kids go to bed. People turned on Raw, saw what was happening, and turned it off. Back in the day on Raw, Raw actually got higher ratings by the end of the show sometimes because everyone was like, you got to see what's going to happen. We got to see what's going to happen in the main event. Complete opposite of nowadays. Complete opposite. By the way, Jessica Stupid Face, there has only been one time that the third hour has beaten the other 2 hours. I believe, and Jake DeMarco can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that was a Seth Rollins match.
Yeah, at least recently, that's correct.
Third hour of Raw beat the other 2 hours recently. It was a Seth Rollins match.
Yeah, that was the IC title rematch.
Yes. So I don't remember the last time the third hour beat the first 2 hours, no matter what they did. In fact, that's why they usually do their sort of pseudo-main event in the second hour, because the third hour, people have gone to bed or passed out or just had enough by then. They've seen enough. You stupid idiot. Obviously, the most people are going to be watching at the beginning of Raw.
Especially with the demographic they're aimed towards. Their majority share of audience goes to bed probably before 10 o'clock.
I want Jessica.
That's why the ratings go downward.
I want you to look into the mirror, Jessica, and I want you to say to yourself, "I am a moron." I want you to look in your mirror at home, wherever you are, Jessica. Look in your mirror and say, "I am a moron." Over and over, repeat it to yourself. I am a moron, and pretty soon you won't be able to watch Roman Reigns because Jessica, this isn't even about Roman Reigns. You made it about Roman Reigns. I didn't. I simply stated that Roman Reigns, for the third time, is in a segment with where the crowd empties from the locker room, where the fucking superstars all run out for the third or fourth time they've done this with Roman. Now, I didn't say that Roman sucks. I literally criticized the writing and criticized him being in that situation. I didn't say Roman Reigns sucks, but you did take a shot at Seth Rollins by saying that he drew lower numbers, which was incorrect, by the way. Maybe it wasn't about his title reign. I don't know. We'd have to go back and look at that. Pretty sure the numbers were higher when Seth Rollins was champion than nowadays, though. So
yeah, they were.
Every single year the ratings dropped, Jessica. So when Seth Rollins was champion, the ratings were higher than now. So it's not about Seth Rollins and it's not about Roman Reigns. It's about the people in the back making the decisions, you stupid idiot. You stupid people. It's not about Roman. It's not about this guy, about Owens or Finn Balor or whoever. It's about how they're booked. They can all go out and have good matches. They really can. They all can. AJ Styles can have a good match with Nakamura, maybe. AJ Styles can have a good match with Roman. Roman can maybe have a good match with Brock, maybe. But what we're built up with Monday to Monday is horse shit. You start intrigued, wondering what's going to happen, and then you realize that this sucks. Then you get bored. Then you get tired. Then you turn it off. That's what happens on Monday.
ShiBUM.
Sup, Joe and Jake. Smackdown boring as hell tonight.
What's up?
Cien Almas and Vega, the
And
only
you're right
good
as well,
thing
you
we
know,
got tonight.
Andre Cor-
Why is the Smackdown women's title match including a fucking shark cage? And more boring-ass tag matches come the fuck on Vince 3/10.
Wow, yeah, Triple Gaming. I had this show at a 1 tonight up until Cien Almas fucking saved the whole 1 rating. Cien Almas and Sin Cara saved the fucking 1 rating I was about to give this shit. Who the hell just donated? Triple Gaming, man. What's up, Triple Gaming? Thanks for the donation. If you guys want to donate tonight, the link is down below under Twitch alerts. The Super Chat is available down below as well. If you want a Super Chat, whatever, there's a new $10 Super Chat. All the list of donations are down in the description box below. Feel free to donate and help out if you'd like.
There has to be some sort of deal with Fox in place where the ratings have to be, at a certain level or point.
I doubt it.
For down going forward.
They said they love the show.
I know, but they cancel anything that has bad ratings immediately.
Well, they're gonna be.
Hey, Joe.
They're gonna owe a lot of money then. What's up, 508?
Hey, it's Neon, and I find it ironic how they have used Kane's Pyro at the end for the Daniel Bryan segment.
Why is that?
When they haven't been using Pyro at all. at
Did they
Raw or
use
SmackDown.
Did they use Pyro?
Yeah, they used at the back of the stage. Kane's Pyro went off when Daniel Bryan.
I thought it was just the noise. I
Kane
didn't
arm
see
thing.
it.
What?
I thought it was just
at
the
very
noise.
end of SmackDown, Daniel Bryan went to the ramp and he kept throwing his arms up and down, like Kane does, where he raises it and drops them.
I saw it. I just didn't see the Pyro.
Oh yeah, the Pyro went off, and that's why everyone was shocked shit that there was actual fuego.
I was actually watching it streaming online, and the person who streams it had to replay 3 times in a row.
That's sad when we're talking about the fact that Pyro happened or whatever. That's what we're talking about is the Pyro, dude. That's so sad. I didn't even notice it.
$1 they're pulling in, and that's what we get. One explosion.
I didn't even see it because I was watching it out of the corner of my eye, getting the show ready during that time. I heard the bang, and I saw Daniel doing the thing. God, was that embarrassing. I hate Daniel Bryan now. What happened?
Yeah.
I don't
it really
even
is a
like
cheesy segment. The Pyro is cool, but it's how are you summoning fire? And I don't know.
I get the joke. It's just I don't care for it.
It's just not funny. That's the thing.
It leads you to think maybe they might do Kane's Pyro at Extreme Rules on Sunday.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Pyro's back, or maybe they just did it this one time for this thing. I mean, New Hampshire loves fireworks, man. So maybe it's easy. I don't know. Thanks for the call, bro.
Because you're right, getting it there. You never know, but it's baffling to me because they're making more money than they ever have before. But that doesn't, like you said, correlate to it being a good show.
No.
But they're being rewarded constantly. Now they even are talking about having 2 WrestleManias a year, one in the United States and one out of the United States, one in April and one in October. Liz sent me that article before.
Wait, what? What? Say what? What are they doing?
They want to have 2 WrestleManias. One in April in the United States, and then one the greatest WrestleMania, and that'll be out of the country in October. So it'll be 2 WrestleManias a year.
Oh my God.
That's Vince's current plan. He's aiming to implement that by next year.
No.
Yeah.
No. You can't do that, man. You can't call something the greatest WrestleMania. After the WrestleMania.
That's their goal, though. They want to go ahead and have a second one throughout the year. I mean, last year was the lowest rating Raw, not just this year, but of all time.
Right.
Even lower than Monday Night Wars had, all their viewers being sucked to Nitro. And how does that happen?
Dude, this company is fucked. I told everybody 2 years ago that the ratings were going to decline if they kept this up. Not only did they keep it up, they doubled down on it.
But we thought it would affect the company and their bottom line when they saw it hurting their wallet, that they would go ahead and be forced into a panic mode, a fight or flight scenario where they would have to go ahead and implement new changes and really work on better matches and feuds and storylines and, the whole 9 yards. And instead they're making, better revenue than they have ever, and they're being rewarded for putting out subpar products.
This is so bad tonight. Let's go through SmackDown. First of all, I just want to say again to reiterate, Raw had the worst rating of all time last night. I mean, I told you this was going to happen, and it's going to get worse. It's not done. This is not done.
It wasn't like we were just being sticklers either. This backs up our review.
They will break that record.
Night, you gave it a 3, I gave it a 2. There's a good reason why.
Jake, they will break that record sometime this year, maybe December. They will break their own lowest rating record. Mark my words. I'm staring at the camera, telling you all right now, they will break their own record.
I'm guessing it'll happen September time.
Sometime it will happen. Yeah. It may happen next week.
They're lucky. They have SummerSlam coming up, so
it won't happen next week because. It won't happen next week because of the pay-per-view, but it will happen.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out, what they can do going forward. Well, they've got SummerSlam. They've got little things in their back pocket with Rousey's return, and it's just, they'll pull themselves out a little bit, but not much. But come September, after SummerSlam has, cleaned, its remains from the ring, we're going to see a lot of problems.
Absolutely. I'm furious, dude. I'm furious at this company. I'm furious at whoever's in the back. They're costing me money. I'm getting angry. I am getting fucking furious. And that's why I tweeted Road Dogg tonight. Because I am getting really pissed the fuck off. I am pissed. You WWE suck. You are fucking costing me money. You're costing yourself money. You're losing fucking fans. If you know the fans are dropping like this, Raw 25, I go back to that botched fucking chance you had. Raw 25, where about 5 million people tuned in. For the first time in 7 years or 8 years or something. 5 million fucking people watched because it was Raw 25. And people who really weren't paying that much attention, who used to be wrestling fans, heard about it, and they tuned in. They tuned in, haven't watched in a while, don't really watch anymore, haven't watched in years maybe. They tuned in to see what was going on. And they might have enjoyed the Stone Cold Stunner at the beginning, but after that it went downhill. But not only that, you need to think about this like Hollywood, like Star Wars. Star Wars Episode 9 or Episode 7, whatever it was. Episode 7. You bring in Harrison Ford. You make the sort of torch pass to the new crew. You give people a reason to watch that. Why in the world didn't WWE do its best to bring back a few names and start a storyline that would suck in people that used to watch the product on Raw 25 when you knew you would have the most viewership of maybe ever again? 5 million people. I think it might have been 4.5. 4.5 million people tuned in.
Instead, you have the legends beating up the new talent.
Retarded. You should have had
you have the
Steve
NWO
Austin.
And DX beating up freaking the Revival.
Right.
You had moments like that over and over again where they showcased, the
a one-shot
classic
deal, Jake. It's a one-shot deal. You tuned in for the one time. You saw the old school people. Hey, that was cool. I think I'm going to watch next week and see what happens, I guess. Maybe I'll watch next week. Some people did. About 1 million people tuned in the next week to see what was going to happen. And they were like, what the fuck is this? Every single 90% of the people that I went to school with, or my Facebook friends, used to watch wrestling. And they started posting on Facebook they were watching Raw 25. The next week they said, "Oh my God, what has WWE become? This is awful." I saw people posting like, "Wow, WWE's retarded now, huh?" Like they all posted that shit. Tons of people. So here's the deal: you fucking signed Stone Cold Steve Austin. You sign him for 6 episodes, 8 episodes. You sign The Undertaker for 5 episodes. You sign people. You go out and you find a way. You pay money to The Rock, to Steve Austin, to whoever the fuck you have to do to run a storyline with them for 6 weeks. And you start it that night. Like, I got some bad news for Vince McMahon. Steve Austin is now the general manager of WWE Raw. Like, and next week,
especially because they were
Austin.
heading into WrestleMania season.
Right.
They could have delivered. And when you think back, I've recently just the other day watched clips from Raw 25, and you think about how terrible that show was. It really was just a chaotic mess. No one knew what they were doing. There was no matches to showcase what the talent can do for this day and age. We saw Matt and Bray face off on each other in a pretty sloppy back and forth, short match. We saw the Revival get buried. We saw The Undertaker make an ominous, weird promo. And then we watched JR and the King fall asleep. That was it.
Yeah, it was
And then they paraded people out to the front of the stage to be like, remember these people? And that was it.
Listen, it was a great sort of show-off. And arguably it wasn't great, but it was kind of a nice little show-off of the 25 years of Raw, which was very nice. But from a business standpoint, what if WWE had realized that they needed to do something on that show that carries over to the next week that made you keep watching? They didn't do that. They gave you a single nostalgia episode, which made those people watch. I got what I wanted. I saw Stone Cold. I saw Undertaker. I'm out now. You should have used that opportunity to, yes, showcase and celebrate 25 years, but create a storyline that night that you know is going to be seen by more people than ever to keep that audience, because then you could have even copped out with that. At the time, you were drawing a 3.1 average viewership. You could have moved it to a 4.1, or if you could have moved it to more. every week, even if it was a 3-7, you could have at least gained 500,000 viewers a week if you had created some kind of storyline that said to the old audience that came back, that then was going to dip back out again, wait a minute, shit, they're back. I might start watching this again. And you didn't even come close to doing that at all. You gave them the 25 years of nostalgia for free and expected no carryover. Why in the world, WWE, didn't you showcase what you had? It would literally be like if I owned a store and I had one product that just sold amazingly years ago, and all of a sudden it came back and all these people came in the store to buy that product, but they'd never been in my store before. I would also try to say, look at all the other stuff we have. And they might become a regular customer instead of coming back in 3 more years when you get that product back again. What? You literally had free eyes on the programming for an extra 2-3 million people. An extra 2.5 million people watch the show, and you squandered it. You gave them, I'm back after all these years, The Undertaker. But there was none of that. Dude, The Undertaker should have created the new ministry. Dude, can you imagine if The Undertaker came out and like something crazy happened at the beginning of the show, like, and somebody in a black robe had come out and fucking 2 wrestlers were acting crazy or something, maybe even Bray Wyatt or somebody, and they were acting nuts or whatever. And like you didn't know what was going on, and at the very end it was revealed at the other location that it was The Undertaker, and there was a new ministry or something, and he got all crazy and shit. I mean, that's a little whacked out, right? But seriously, that type of thing, go for the nostalgia and do that. That is something that was done but hasn't been done in so goddamn long that it's okay. But you know what has been done? The fucking locker room pouring out to break up Roman Reigns from somebody 4 fucking times or whatever it's been. You fucking idiots, WWE. You could have had an extra million people watching. My buddies would have all called me on Facebook. Like, holy shit, Joe, the ministry's back? Like, what's going on? Or fucking Stone Cold's the GM? I'm watching. You know, whatever. You could have done something to bridge the gap and then show off the new talent and sort of relaunch it. You could have had the new talent involved in epic, crazy stories. You could have had something crazy planned with the new talent. Why didn't you, WWE? You were just content with the layup of, look at all the nostalgia. And then next week, when some of those people did roll over and tune in again, they said, the fuck happened to WWE? This is dumb. And then they tuned off. And then people that were watching tuned off. And then people that were watching every week tuned off. Where was the NBA Finals on Raw Monday night? Where's all the WWE apologists? Oh, they had to go up against the NBA Finals. Oh, they had to go up against the NFL game. Oh. Where was that? Lowest rating of all time!
They're saying
I was
the
right.
Supreme Court, announcement and who Trump was going to pick.
Nobody fucking Nobody fucking cares about that. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. Go fuck yourselves. Whoever said that, kill your mother, kill your parents, kill your family. You're fucking retarded. The Supreme Court. This is wrestling fans. They don't give a shit about that. Are you fucking kidding me? Get the fuck out of here, whoever said that. By the way, go fucking dig up the ratings and the comparison of NBA Finals, NFL games, and other major events on Monday nights compared to the regular ratings. The proportionization is completely different. Bullshit. Supreme Court. I don't know what the fuck that is, and I don't care, because I'm an American scumbag, and the country's going to shit anyway, and Donald Trump's gonna I don't need to watch the Supreme Court pick, because we know Donald Trump is gonna put some scummy cunt in the fucking position, so nobody watch that shit. Get the fuck out of here. You think fucking dingleberry fuckboy? You think where's this fucking cocksucker on fucking Twitter? This fucking banana fuck who likes fucking motherfucking cocksucker who eats fucking doggy treats in his bathroom while fucking his goddamn mother. You think this fucking guy watches fucking the goddamn... You think fucking Roman Mania was gonna turn out... This ain't even the guy's profile picture. This might be a woman for all I know. I don't even know who this person is. They're not watching the Supreme Court. Nobody's watching the fucking Supreme Court. They just saw this piece of shit.
They tuned in and they tuned right out.
They tuned in. They saw the same thing they've seen 4 times. Then it got even worse after that. And they said, fuck this show, and turned it the fuck off. And I have never seen more people on my Twitter feed or on other Twitter feeds that said they turned it off. They turned it off. They played video games. They played motherfucking goddamn video games because you, WWE, don't know what the fuck you're doing. I said your stock would go up in value 4 years ago. I said that. I said your ratings would drop down to shit 2 and 3 years ago. That happened. Give me my fucking award. Give me my fucking award, WWE. Go pull the video with the date on the bottom that says 2013 Joe Cronin Show. WWE stock will go up by the stock. Go pull the video of that, Vince. Go pull the video of that, Triple H. Go pull the video of that fucking Joey Villa in the fucking stupid Stanford office. Road Dogg. Go pull the video of Joe Cronin telling you what the stock market was going to do with WWE. And then go pull the video of me telling you that the ratings would very slowly, creepily drop down over and over again throughout the next 4 years and on, unless they do something different. And instead, they've given us more WWE 2K Monday Night Raw. They've given us more cookie cutter. Put the same 10 things in a hat and wipe it around and then pick something out of the hat and then do it with a different name and a different face, other than Roman Reigns, who will still have him do the same thing 3,000 times the same way. This is an embarrassment to the talent. It's an embarrassment to you. And the New Day segment in the back with Daniel Bryan and Kane, what the fuck was that? Right from a script. Sounded like the video game. Sounded like a bad Saturday Night Live skit. Sounded horrible. If your fucking wrestlers can't act like Hollywood superstars, don't have them reading from a script like Hollywood superstars. You suck, Vince. Fuck you. And fuck you, everybody. Fuck you, Road Dogg, even if you're listening. You fucking pathetic yes men who are afraid to lose your job. Hire me. I'll tell Vince McMahon what the fuck is happening, because I know. The guy in corporate who's making them all the money with all these decisions with the WWE Network and all the revenue streams, fucking hats off. He gets a gold medal. Give these people a gold medal. They saved your company. The business decisions in WWE, business-wise, have saved this company and made people a load of dough, a load of money. But the creative in the back, behind that curtain, is fucking dead. Jake, do you remember the Mighty Ducks 2?
Yes, indeed.
Do you remember when the Mighty Ducks all of a sudden sucked and they forgot who they were, but some kid off the street brought them out into a street hockey game and beat the fuck out of them and then reminded them how to play hockey?
Yep. That's what we're hoping would happen.
That's what they need. WWE needs somebody who knows them now better than they know themselves to come off the street and slap the fuck out of them to make them fucking do better. There should be people lining up outside begging to get in.
They're too complacent. But there is no competition for them at this point.
They don't need competition.
On the level that they're at.
You don't need competition for this. You just need to be not incompetent. This is incompetence.
That's the thing. But don't worry, Joe. The Rock has his daughter, training, and she's going to be the next WWE female champion. That's the shit. And I honestly can comfortably say that this is one of the most talented rosters they've had in quite some time. They are acquiring talent like no other. They have an insatiable thirst for going out and finding the best of the best and bringing them under their wing. And they do nothing with them. Nothing. I feel like they just don't want them wrestling elsewhere, and they'll bring them in and they ruin them.
Right.
They make them undesirable. That's what it feels like.
Kane was a joke. Bryan is a joke. Start off. We
open up. We get the Miz. He comes out and he starts his Miz TV segment. Brings out Team Hell No. We see Daniel and Kane enter to the ring, and they immediately go and just right off the rails, more than us could ever have anticipated. Miz starts praising Team Hell No and said their reunions like Justin Timberlake reuniting with NSYNC. And then Kane has to have the hilarious line of the night by saying NSYNC will never reunite. Justin Timberlake's too much of a star.
Yeah, that didn't work out for me, although I would say, Jake, that opening was not the worst. But
it wasn't the worst, but it just shows that feeding them lines like this instead of letting them be original. You saw how Kane and Daniel Bryan interacted last Tuesday on SmackDown, and that was genuine. It felt real, and I'm glad that they brought up some of the issues that they had in the past. But then they just went through and brought up all that old fodder for no reason tonight. They've already discussed all of this. The Miz is trying to turn them. That's something that they've already addressed. He should be just down talking Daniel like he did after the fact. It wasn't a bad segment. It just wasn't great.
Well, let me them coming out. They really kind of again mirrored Raw, where like everyone pours out like they did. Like this always happens now, where SmackDown or Raw mirror each other in a weird way.
Yeah.
So that was irritating. But I did think it was a little exciting. But I kind of thought they should have ended the night with this instead of starting the night with this.
Yeah, I would have preferred it that way. The problem is they needed a 10-man tag to go home on for the
then
pay-per-view.
it was like, oh boy, I see. Everyone sees what happens now. It's every beginning of the show is people get in a big fight, and then we make a match later. And then don't get me started with later with AJ and Shinsuke. So they're going to have a match, and you clearly know it's going to be a DQ. And then you start thinking, oh my God, it could be a tag team match when Jeff Hardy will come out. And then
because Rusev's already out there, so Jeff's going to come to save, and lo and behold, we got another tag team match.
We got amazingly predictable, and again, a match that becomes another match again. Why in the world? Dude, that first hour of SmackDown was a pile of shit. I have to
get people saying on Twitter, oh, well, Sanity was at least involved in the main event, and they're looking good. They're going to be on the pre-show, them and the New Day, on the pre-show.
Oh, they're on the pre-show?
They're on the pre-show. For the pay-per-view.
Why was this? What?
Yeah, Sanity and New Day are facing each other on the pre-show. So take that as you will, but
I gotta play a donation, but what the fuck, bro? Super chat.
SmackDown Live was not great. Rather watch NFL.
Yeah, I'd rather watch anything. I was angry watching tonight, Sarah. Thank you for the $2 super chat, though, Sarah Small. What's up, Sarah? A couple more coming in.
Super chat party.
Reigns fans are the worst. Absolute SJWs and snowflakes.
Yeah.
WWE just spent their whole Pyro funds for the year on that. And why is the demon quoting in sync?
I have no idea why the demon is quoting in sync. And, that really wasn't even the worst of it. I was kind of just like, yep, that's about expected. I am Finn Balor, thank you for the $5, man. I can't tell you, I'm actually angry tonight. I'm really mad at whatever this is. I mean, I know Extreme Rules is going to suck, but
these ratings are dropping quicker than Tommy's barber did.
Oh my
Viking
God.
sucked my cock so hard it took my soul out.
Oh my God. Tommy's barber, thank you for the donation, bro, but oh my Christ. Oh man. Thanks, Tommy's barber. Let me see if I can trigger this fucking donation shit for Jake. Tommy's barber, thanks, bro. Let me try to call the show real quick while this next one comes in. Let me mute Jake. Boom. I just can't believe, man, that they let the ratings do this. That they'll let everything do this. And it will continue. It will goddamn continue. Super chat.
I do not want a WrestleManias in 1 year.
I'm telling you, if there's 2 WrestleManias in a year, this company's dead. I mean, that is the most asinine thing I've ever heard.
Super chat party.
Where is Samoa Joe? Is he hurt or something? SmackDown Live is hurting even more without him.
DJ from NJ310, thank you for the $5. I assume they ran out of time. At some point, SmackDown has been notorious for running out of time or cutting something in the last minute. So they probably just ran out of time. I'm sure they were planning on doing it. But you know what? I'll take what they did. Cien Almas and Sin Cara was my favorite thing about the show. I got excited about that. And I got so pumped up, I was calling the action on Twitter and shit. It was so fun to watch Cien Almas and Sin Cara. Thank you, DJ. Uh-oh, there he is. We found him. He is the perfect head. The perfect cut match.
Hey Joe and Jake, still in Manchester watching 205. Smackdown was boring, lol. Thank God I spent $40 for my ticket.
Thank God.
They should have just give these tickets for free. It was so bad. 2/10 for me tonight.
Wow. And Jeremy, thanks for the $10, man. I wish I was with you guys. So many of my friends were out there in New Hampshire tonight. I wish I could have hung out with you guys and come down to New Hampshire. It's actually a really fun place to hang out outside after the show and before it, too, but I just couldn't do it. Actually, quite frankly, I kind of forgot. But
got a new subscriber.
I wish I did. Hey, Smirtaza, thanks for the subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down below. If you guys are new to the channel, don't miss out on my daily wrestling videos, my podcasts about WWE and other wrestling as well. My NXT reviews are going up on Patreon as well. My next one and this one for this week will be up. Last week's is 2 weeks ago's is still up there.
Super Chat Party.
So, found out in the chat that Samoa Joe attacked Ty Dillinger in a dark match before SD Live. Why the fuck is Joe not on the show or at Extreme Rules?
Well, they probably figured, well, what's going to happen is because he's not at Extreme Rules, this is the leftover match. We talk about this a lot. WWE likes to have the one or two stories going on that are going on, but they don't happen at the pay-per-view, so they continue like the next week after the pay-per-view. So it's a continuation of a storyline so that all stories don't kind of crash down on Sunday. So just like Sasha and Bailey.
You hit the nail on the head. You got a great mind for this business, and that's the bottom line.
Steve Austin.
WWE. Quit shitting the bed and get back to stomping mud holes. Oh, hell yeah?
Hell yeah, damn
it. What?
What? Stone Cold Steve Austin. Damn it, son. Thanks for the damn beer Steve Austin is going to drink up all damn night long.
Super Chat Party.
I never been more concerned for Young Bucks. Cody and Omega, if they make the jump to WWE, would a mess.
Please don't. Joseph Green, thank you. Joseph, thanks for the $5. Please don't come, Kenny Omega. Stay there. Please don't come. Please don't come. Please don't come. The only way it'd be cool if they came is if they like invaded and then all of a sudden a change happened and they took. But they'll never do that. We thought that might happen with Bullet Club the first time, and it's not going to happen. It's going to be garbage like everything else is garbage.
And with everything we saw at the G1, I mean, my God, it was great.
Just keep doing that so we can at least watch that shit.
This show makes me depressed. Someone hold me.
Hey, D-Moon. What's up, Moon? Thanks for the $4, bro. D-Moon with the $4.
I'll hold you, baby.
I will hold you, bro. I'll hold you accountable, bitch. What's next on our list of shame, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, we saw, basically through the intro. Excuse me. I also want to say that opening pre-show match is a tables match between Sanity and New Day. So
pre-show tables match. But I can't wait for the shark cage to be hung across the ring again.
How is that extreme?
Unless
they had frickin' sharks with frickin' laser beams above their head, like in a pool of piranhas beneath him. There's no way that any of that is extreme. Maybe he's incredibly afraid of heights.
It's a gimmick is all it is. It's a gimmick.
I know,
gimmick rules. Gimmick rules. Jonathan
if you look
Hunter,
at
thanks.
The matches on the Extreme Rules match card, most don't even have an Extreme Rules or extreme stipulation to them. Roman and Bobby, no stipulation. Same with Balor and Corbin. Same thing with Bludgeon Brothers and Hell No. Same thing with B-Team and Bray and Matt.
Pour me a beer. You've got a new subscriber.
What else do we got? Oh, Jeff and Nakamura, nothing there. AJ Styles and Rusev, nothing there. Most of your matches have no extreme stipulation to them. Add Extreme Rules. What are you doing?
One of the worst pay-per-views of the year last year. Extreme Rules. Nothing extreme about it. In fact,
this just should have been Great Balls of Fire.
Hell yeah!
Watch SmackDown till the Styles and Nakamura interference happened. Once Paige came out, I knew it would be another fucking tag match. I turned it off. I'm so annoyed by WWE already, and I haven't watched this trash in months.
Yeah.
I'm done all over again.
863, thanks for the donation of $3.16. I agree with you, man. And you know what? There was actually blood at two times at the pay-per-view after Extreme Rules last year.
And people thought ratings will go up on Fox. Lol.
Zero Mob Trapstar. Or O Mob Trapstar. You know what, Mob? Thanks for the donation. They might go down. The ratings might go down on Fox. My God!
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
What the fuck is wrong with this company? How can your minor shows NXT and 205 Live be better than your main shows? Main roster is a joke. Vince doesn't care anymore, but it doesn't matter cause he's rich now. I worry for the future of wrestling.
You know, Branulus, thanks for the 666, but I mean, Vince has always been rich, so that ain't it. I don't know what it is. Quite frankly, I don't know what it is that's going on over there. But I know that it's horrible, and I know that what we're seeing is bad, and I know the ratings will keep going down unless they change something.
Super chat.
Thank you, Branulus.
I was a huge Kane fan. Now WWE makes me embarrassed to be a fan of the devil's favorite child. I thought Vince protected the Kane. Guess not. Roman, no go.
Finn Balor, thanks for the $5. Finn Balor forever. It's been terrible, man. You can't really blame it on any of the superstars that much either. I mean, I'm sure there is something to it. It just feels like the superstars are like, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, yay, I'm a superstar. And meanwhile, they're given cookie-cutter crap gimmicks and terrible storylines and bad scripts they have to read. And it's like we're in some kind of reality show, WWE. Like, it's almost like a parody of itself. Or it's like it went from just being the coolest thing ever to being, oh my God, we're on the coolest thing ever. That's what it feels like.
They turned it into, like you said, a reality show where the kayfabe is the kayfabe, but the kayfabe is dead.
Yeah.
I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's truly the point. They went ahead and they booked it in such a way that kayfabe no longer exists, but yet they want you to believe at certain times, but then they go and do everything they can to make sure you know that they're all best friends and love each other.
And we've seen Bayley like loving the previous wrestlers, and Sasha's a big fan of Eddie Guerrero and everybody else, and Sin Cara and what's his face talk about Eddie Guerrero every second.
Yeah, they're all
Rey
super
Mysterio.
fans.
And it's like a bunch of super fans turned into wrestlers and got their job. Like, see, I identify with them because I went to wrestling school and I grew up wanting to be a wrestler too, just like they did, and I would feel that way if I was there. But don't tell me that you're a mark. Don't tell me that. Did Steve Austin come out and be like, well, I just remember all the time, I always have Billy Jack Hayes and blah, 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 and Black Jack Mulligan. It's like, yeah, in shoot interviews eventually, or in backstage interviews, eventually we found out stuff about Steve Austin and what he liked. But when Steve Austin was Steve Austin, he wasn't sitting there on TV telling us how he loved all these wrestlers before. And that's why he's in the business now and he's so happy. It's become a joke. You diminish the idea that you're a superstar when you show that you're a big fan of the business. You need to seem like a superstar. You have a character. You're just so out there that it's unbelievable. But instead we get Kevin Owens talking about having Chris Jericho's poster behind him. And maybe that's the one thing I could settle for because it was in the story, kind of like the Shawn Michaels Chris Jericho story, although that was kind of fabricated. Because Jericho's like, I grew up watching you. And it's like, not really. I grew up watching Shawn. Jericho was already wrestling when Shawn was there. But
that's just it. And a lot of them, they instead of becoming wrestlers, they say they want to be wrestlers. I want to be a wrestler. I want to become a wrestler. But instead of becoming it, be the wrestler. Be, something greater than what you're giving us.
Yeah,
it's just infuriating.
You're not going to be that.
They want to aspire to, do what old wrestlers do, to go back to the glory days. You know, they want to encapsulate Eddie Guerrero. Well, don't be Eddie. Be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, bring yourself to that new level. Don't try and do what they did. Do something new.
And even if you want to try to emulate some things here or there or do things, go ahead, but don't talk about it. It's the mental thing.
Don't reference it and don't make it your entire point of existence.
That's my issue, is them talking about it over and over again. It makes them seem like marks. And not only does it make them seem like marks, then they sit back there in these horrible, cheesy storylines, and you just think about the people that they idolized were so authentic, and they come off like these terrible actors. I mean, maybe the next generation will be good because wrestlers will just go through acting school and then train to be wrestlers, and we won't even have the indies anymore. That's the only way they could make this work, is if these people became amazing real-life actors first, and then they became wrestlers. But right now, what we have, they just can't memorize these lines to sound authentic. And who could? Steve Austin himself wouldn't do this. The Rock is an exception to the rule. I think The Rock could probably memorize things, but The Rock certainly does better when he doesn't memorize things. And guess what? The Rock has ability to not have to memorize anything. When he comes to TV, The Rock says what The Rock wants.
Yeah, he's got one of the best improv skills, I think, of all time.
It's just awful.
I think one person at this current point in time that's doing it somewhat right is Ronda.
Yeah,
she's made reference to Rowdy, Piper, but she's not trying to do what he's done or be him per se. She's still her own woman. She's her own self, but you definitely know that her origins come with his, acceptance and well wishes to her. So. As for Bayley, you feel like she's just a super fan.
That is the weird thing, is Ronda seems like she's repping Piper, but not being a super fan of it. You're right. She's kind of leading by example in a way. I mean, I don't actually like her doing it either. I wish she was like reckless Ronda Rousey or fucking the ravenous Ronda Rousey or something different that was like, wow, she's just crazy, or Roundhouse Ronda Rousey, and she's got just some kind of crazy other name. I wish that she did have separation from Piper, but hers is authentic because she was from outside the business. She's talked about how she was a big fan, but her execution has been done. She's actually been booked better, too. She's just been booked better, and that's actually what it really comes down to, is being booked better. She comes off authentic, whereas Bayley and Sasha feel like super fans, like you just said, in the back, like trying to do what it just doesn't come off right. They're turning themselves into the Bret Hart situation where they're too serious about it, where Ronda looks like she wants to beat someone's ass. And originally I hated Ronda for doing that. I was like, get the Roddy stuff off her. Just be yourself. But she'd been doing that in the UFC, so it was kind of different. She beat the shit out of people. Beforehand. Yeah, she was doing this in the UFC, beating the shit out of people. So like it made sense. So yeah, it's weird that for some reason, and by the way, she's the only thing that was interesting on Raw for the most part, other than Seth Rollins' matches with Drew McIntyre and, Elias kind of, and Braun kind of. But those guys are being entertaining in spite of the terrible writing. Those guys have managed to become somewhat over, but this piss poor writing will never get anybody anywhere. Only Seth can get himself somewhere because he has wrestling. And that's it.
Exactly. So, and the matches can only carry you so far when the feuds don't matter. And we saw that tonight, time and time again. Now we're getting Ellsworth in a freaking cage. And that entire segment, that killed me to watch.
Sloppy.
I'm sorry, but Asuka looked like a fish out of water. She was just kind of flopping and flailing all over the place, and we know that she can do so much better.
It was sloppy.
So much better.
Everybody. Ellsworth was, oh my God, Ellsworth was terrible, and we saw him wrestle AJ and do a good job, but Ellsworth was bad. Asuka was bad.
Well, I think because they really had to make it like, all right, he can't put in any offense. And that's the thing. They're trying to skirt around the line of intergender matches.
Yeah.
And they can't book you in a match against a female and not follow all the way through. You either have to be with it or against it. You can't tiptoe around the fact that he's laying his hands on someone.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I don't know. You knew that she was going to win. He could have put in a few moves, I think, better, and it would have worked.
Dude, doesn't he look like a chicken with the red stuff on? He looks like a hen or something, which is funny because I was thinking he looks like the red
foghorn, leghorn kind of looking.
He looks like the red rooster, but no, because his hair was flat and with his chin thing, he looked like a chicken or something. Like in the red tights. I said out loud in my living room, I said, this has been the most entertaining part of the night so far as the match was starting. Just because it was so ridiculous what he was wearing and how Ellsworth looked. Like, his goofy look made me the most entertained I was. And luckily, the next hour was better. But up until that moment, that was the most entertaining thing. Then the match happened, and I went, Jesus Christ, was that sloppy. That match was sloppy. And they bring out all the women.
They don't even let them get individual introductions during a commercial break.
Well,
it's a commercial break. They could still play snippets of their songs. We're not seeing it.
I mean, that's by far. I couldn't even care about that.
I know. It's just how they treat everyone.
Those women were. They didn't. Some of them didn't know when they were going to punch each other and when they were going to.
They had no clue. They had no direction, no timing. Nothing was pre-planned. They just got thrown out there, and it looked like a total cringe fest.
I'm sure it might have been pre-planned. They just didn't know what the plan was. They forgot. Or
that too,
or wasn't organized.
It just
didn't
seem like it wasn't organized at all. Like it wasn't orchestrated properly.
Yeah, it seemed bad.
Yeah, and then I saw Jason Powell tweet this out, and I thought it was pretty funny. He said this match was a crime against men everywhere. He was joking, obviously, when he said it, so people started to attack him for it. But I laughed. It's just I don't really feel like it put any more heat on Carmella for Sunday. Her slipping Ellsworth the hairspray was ridiculous. It didn't work. When you introduce something like that, that should be the catalyst that ends the match.
I didn't think it. Yeah, I mean, I thought the idea was a great one. I just don't think that I don't get why.
It just wasn't implemented.
Why
properly.
didn't it happen?
Wasn't utilized at the right time.
Yeah, I just don't, and I get why. Like, they wanted Asuka to seem strong still. Like, she pins the guy, but she still gets sprayed in the face. That part of the match, I actually didn't have an issue with, because. I know that you could have sprayed her and you could have had her pinned. Ellsworth pins her, and that might have gotten them more heat, to be honest. So maybe they should have done that. I might have pulled the trigger on that myself, had Carmella give that to him, then distract Asuka, and then James squirts her in the face.
Super Chat.
Yeah.
Party.
Hot Topics. Is it Hot Topic with all the clothes? I got to go there. Imagine if they sponsor the show. That'd be cool. I go there all the time. Hot Topics. Thanks for the $5 super chat.
Yeah. I guess he said before he couldn't get super chat to work in the chat, so I guess he got it. Sweet.
Oh, yeah. I thought I've seen some other super chats tonight, so it's been working for everybody else. But
yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually liked that part of it. But the execution of the match itself, you didn't even need to have lumberjacks. There was pretty much no reason for it.
They were pointless. Just totally pointless. And back to the opening match or segment as well with Miz TV, because it was basically one match in the Miz TV opening for the first hour. That was all we got. I liked what Miz had to say, and he was really calling out Daniel Bryan, saying, "You're hiding behind cheesy nostalgia. You won't face me because I'll be the one to end your career the second time and for good. You're hiding behind the broke down demon," and just everything that Miz had to say. He's so good on the mic that's what made me enjoy the opening was the Miz, admittedly.
Yeah, it was okay little opening. I thought it was like, all right, I'll see where this night goes.
It wasn't great by any means, but the Miz he really is a shining star on the mic. He makes you want to cheer and boo at the same time, which is another one like Elias. They both complement one another for their same styles, and it's just a rarity nowadays. I mean, even Daniel Bryan is not great on the mic, right. Admittedly.
Yeah, and his lines tonight were just abysmal.
Yeah. So the one thing I will give them, it was kind of a mistake, I feel, in my eyes, to make it into a tag team match after the fact, after the disqualification happened. But at least they gave us a full TV match between AJ and Nakamura. Usually when that happens, when they're going to turn it into a tag match, it ends in less than one commercial break.
Well,
this way we got like 16 minutes of a match, and then it turned into the tag match.
I think they don't want to write anything.
That's clear, absolutely.
They just go out there, kill 16 minutes, and then it will turn into a tag match. We'll literally have 45 minutes of this will take up the show. And
that's what it was. It took up the first, the rest of the remaining
dude,
first
they
hour.
went to 2 commercials in the first 8 minutes of the match.
Yep.
2
and that's
commercials.
what I said yesterday. Because it's a pay-per-view week, they go and they have longer and more frequent commercial breaks.
Right.
2 of the breaks were 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
So you have 9 minutes out of 8 minutes of a match in commercial. And then when you come back, they're doing that picture-in-picture again of the pay-per-view commercial. So the commentary team stops talking, and they go ahead and immediately, you see the picture come up, and it's like Extreme Rules. How would you describe it? And that bullshit.
They're advertising their own pay-per-view.
During the match. Let the match happen and then do it. And then they do it afterwards anyways. It's like, how hard are you trying to sell this? Let the match and the, the build-up speak for itself, and it's not.
All right, I'm going to go to the phones. 339-226-6610. The number's down here, guys, if you want to call. Even if you're outside the U.S., figure it out. 339-226-6610. We got Mr. Rojas on the phone. What's up?
Hey, SA. Actually, I don't speak like that. I don't speak like a fucking idiot. What's up?
Jesus.
You hear me?
It's a good thing you're not white saying that, or you'd be in trouble. Now, what's up, Andrew?
You had a perfect point earlier of everybody not being original on their own and having to go like, I grew up watching Eddie Guerrero, and at this point, Sasha Banks says it.
You always get these when he calls.
It's that PG. Don't know if Stephanie's the problem she head of creative. I'm not sure they should give Triple H head of booking hooray NJPW comes to Boston.
Wait a minute, what? You say New Japan's coming to Boston? Joe Pilot, thanks for the $5. Are you kidding me?
Go fuck yourself, Joe Pilot. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, if they come to Boston, I'll freak out. But what? Anyway, go ahead, Rojas.
Sasha Banks is always talking about Eddie Guerrero. She talks about him so much. I'm just expecting her one day to just come up with a picture of Eddie Guerrero's dick on the fucking on her shirt.
Even better, she'll dig up his dead body and bring it to the ring.
Yeah, it's just so annoying that we got to go for the, I watched this when I was younger thing because it doesn't help anything. It's just, you want to be like that, but you're never going to be that. So shut the fuck up and do your own fucking thing.
By the way, that nullifies Rich Brennan, the former commentator, when they said that one of the reasons why he might have been fired or let go was because he was too much of a mark or something, when he really didn't seem like he was. But it sounds to me like Vince just didn't like his look. I think Vince legitimately didn't like the way he looked because he was good, and they got rid of him. And I thought to myself, man, if they got rid of Rich Brennan, what the hell else?
I enjoyed him as well.
He was good. Where did he go? Why? We had him on the show. It was crazy. 614, you're live. What's up? Hey, 614, you're live. CN Almas. What's going on?
Hey, Joe Cronin.
Yo, what's up? You're live. How you doing?
Oh, hey. I'm like a part. I just want to say I'm like a part-time WWE watcher, and I was really bored today, so I decided to watch SmackDown, and I really don't know what WWE is thinking right now.
Yeah, what didn't you like about it? What was different?
What? I mean, it's the same old things,
Yeah,
Daniel Bryan. What?
I mean, can you imagine if like a TV show sort of just, I don't know, like did the same sort of story? Like this kind of happened at one point with The Simpsons. I know that some of you guys might be younger, but I mean, when I was about 6 years old, The Simpsons came on TV, I think, or 8, or I was 6. I think I was 6. And The Simpsons around 1999, maybe around 2002, I started noticing that a couple episodes were, they just seemed like, kind of like they'd already sort of done it in a way, but it wasn't as good as the original. So, I don't know, I just felt like The Simpsons was watering down. And then they started having kind of good episodes again. But that's what WWE feels like they're stuck in, like parody episodes of old episodes that aren't even near as exciting. But you just can't excuse this stuff we're seeing. Just go to the beginning of this review that I've been doing tonight. I explained everything in the first 20 minutes of this review tonight about what they're doing wrong, and it's fucking evident. 256, what's up?
Hey, Joe.
Yo.
I'm legitimately giving up on WWE. I'm going to New Japan only now.
You and about 400,000 other people in the last 3 months as well.
Yeah, man, that's all I gotta say.
You going New Japan? Well, hey, you know what? See, my thing is, I am going to start reviewing this other stuff. It's right now. It goes up on my Patreon. It's going to be going up on my Patreon because, quite frankly, the numbers aren't there. If I review one of those shows, I get less views than WWE. So it's one of those things. Like, what do you do? Just wrestling is dying, right?
It's too niche of an audience, and you're if WWE is the top dog, essentially, you're taking a smaller subsection of your audience that actually follows other, establishments, promotions, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And the thing is, right now, Ring of Honor, less so now that they have some like the Access TV deals and whatnot. But I wish things were more readily accessible. The New Japan site, when we tried to watch, Wrestle Kingdom and all that, it was almost impossible for us to figure out. Remember how to rent the show?
Yeah.
Like, it was such a nuisance, and everything, being in a different language wasn't even the issue because you could translate it. Like, to be able to buy it, and it was a nightmare. We couldn't figure out for the longest time how to navigate through the site and where to purchase because you had to use a different account and log. You had to go and get some type of email verification.
I love NXT.
The barrier to entry is too difficult right now to keep up on everything that is New Japan, and I wish that they would have some type of U.S. market that would accept them or open their doors to them more so, and they had a TV slot every week, or at least even if they did something like Impact does with Twitch, or once a week do an hour-long recap show, 2 matches, and then you cover the happenings of the week. Even that would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on something new, and I'm coming up with something myself. I'm going to have to do UFC coverage soon. I'm going to start watching UFC fights. I mean, that's become way more exciting. And back in the day,
to get into UFC again.
I used to not want. I used to not like that. I used to say, I'm not going to be a UFC guy. I'm not going to go into the UFC. But I finally am interested again. I feel like it's exciting before a fight. But back then I wasn't as. But this is just awful right now. Michael, thanks for the sub.
And that's another one of the big problems is that they invested all this money in Lesnar. I don't feel like they're getting a return on that investment at all. They said literally what they paid him in the year could bring back Pyro for X amount of shows. And it's just. I mean, maybe the allure of him keeps people, tuned in at times, but I don't feel like he's boosting ratings and doing anything that's worth watching. So.
David Hodges, thanks for the 99 cents.
Now we know where his heart lies. He's definitely going back to the UFC. He's going to be training there. So the UFC's, got their match set sometime probably in January, when his suspension is up in 6 months. So what happens with the Universal title in the meantime? Because he's probably not going to be able to wrestle. Right. He was able to wrestle after his fight at UFC 200 at SummerSlam because that happened after the fact. So this way, if he got injured at the UFC fight, he would have enough time to recover and recuperate. But they're not going to allow him to wrestle in WWE and risk him getting injured before the fight at the UFC.
Well, $1 billion gets us one Daniel Bryan Pryo pop. Jeez, this show sucked more than a desperate broke hooker on payday. I don't need sleep aids anymore.
Khalil Bama, what's up, Khalil? I'm tired tonight, too. I know last night I was wound up into oblivion, but yeah, I had a horrible day and horrible night, and then watching this was
abysmal.
Just a fucking cherry on top of shithole of a fucking couple days.
I will say Ric Flair underwent successful surgery, and
and they saved all the kids in Thailand. They saved all the fucking kids in Thailand, baby.
Yeah, they're in that cave. That's great news as well.
Glad about Rick though. Glad Rick's okay, but yeah.
That's why Charlotte wasn't there, because she was with her hospital. He'll still be hospitalized for another 3 or 4 days, but he's doing well with his recovery. So
Carlos Cornaglia, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate that. But
Did you happen to also see how Jim Ross got injured?
I did. I guess I didn't realize it was a work. People were telling me that he really got hurt and stuff like that, but I guess it was just a big work. So,
from what I saw with him, he's saying it's not a work on his tweets.
Super Chat Party.
Man, everybody yelled at me.
Joe, get ready to bow to HIMMELGOD lol.
To the Himmel God. Yo,
Gurman's back.
Gurman, you're going to bow to the Himmel God, bro. You're going to bow down, Stephen Gurman. Wait till tomorrow night.
Jim
It's
Ross
out of
tweeted
nowhere.
out.
Out of nowhere tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern time right here. Remember, out of nowhere tomorrow night. It's going to be a big wrestling show. Yo.
Big show indeed. Jim Ross tweeted out, for the record, the bump, in quotes, I took at ringside at G1 San Fran was not storyline-driven matter, nor was it discussed. I think I broke a rib, couldn't sleep, and I couldn't put my roller bag in the overhead today after a sleepless Saturday night. And this was confirmed by Josh Barnett, who said it wasn't a work. And they say here, although if it wasn't a work, his attempt to chase Jay White and confront him comes across as very rash and reckless. And an update, JR has injuries to his ribs sustained at the Cow Palace card, said to be in a lot of pain, and they also said that he had some other injury as well. He was diagnosed with rib and lung issues and had to pull out of several commitments as a result of the injury and pain he was in. So
it's interesting. I thought it was real, but the fact that we're questioning it means they did something right, or somebody did something so wrong that it seems so right. I don't know.
I mean, hopefully he's okay regardless, but it was an odd spot anyways. So
it was weird. It definitely was weird. Beely, let me get your call. Let's see if we can get him. Beely, what's up?
Yo, what's up, Joe?
What's up? Cian Almas. Cian Almas, can I just say real quick a positive? Andre at Cian Almas, fucking awesome tonight. Love that.
Yeah, that was cool. But Joe, you saw them tweets I sent you earlier during SmackDown.
I don't remember them now.
No, the tweets of the kid that guy that was talking about that WWE makes the most money or whatever, some shit like that.
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier in the show.
Yeah, that guy tweeted at me. I was like, dude, WWE sucks or whatever. And then this guy tweets me, WWE is making the most money out of like any company or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I don't care about the money. I want a good product. I really don't care about how much money they're making or how much revenue they're getting or whatever. I don't care. I want a good product.
Can you imagine if the Boston Red Sox went 0-70 and the fans started not showing up, and then some fan was like, "Stop complaining, man. The Red Sox are making the most money they've ever made before."
Yeah,
do you work for them?
Cares.
I think this guy works for them. Why would you say that?
Exactly.
I mean, it is a point. Yeah. It's a reason. It is a reason to say why they're blinded. Like, dude, they're making the most money they've ever made before, so they're completely blind to what's going on. I guess, but how could they be if I'm not? Like, I can see the empty seats. I could buy seats to that show in Boston. There was 100 seats on StubHub for me to buy, with 10 minutes to go at 7:50 before the show.
And people don't show up to the show because WWE doesn't give a good product. And if you don't give a good product, people are not going to show up. That's what happens.
And there's enough people that will still show up. They're lucky, but the ratings are going to drop because less people will watch it. Then less people will show up, and that's what you're seeing. That's why the first thing that started to drop was the ratings, and has been dropping is the ratings. The second thing is the attendance, and I think it was 2017 was the first year where you could finally see photos of house shows that were the worst they'd been in so long. And now we're seeing it on Raw and SmackDown starting last year. So, and it's going to get worse maybe next year because this is the trend. It's academic.
And WWE will keep on doing this as long as they're making their money, because that's all Vince cares about. He don't care about the ratings. He doesn't care about what we want. He doesn't care what the fans say. All he cares about is the money and the revenue and the stock. As long as he gets his money, that is what he cares about. He just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, something don't seem right. I don't understand. It's like they're in cruise control, and they're happy to be in cruise control. It's very much reminiscent of WrestleMania 9, 10, 11. at that period. You know, you get lucky where Shawn Michaels has a great ladder match with Razor. You know, you get lucky with Brett and Owen and maybe a few other things. Wrestling-wise,
Yeah.
but story-wise, you know, most of the stuff was not very good. But even then, the stories were better. So, like, I don't know what to tell you about that or why that is. But, Beely, thanks for the call.
All right, Joe. I'll see you later.
All right. Beely.
All right.
It's also said that there's a big change coming to SmackDown, or changes. Not only will they get a new stage, logo, and overall design rehaul when it moves to Fox in October, but we're also going to see some integral, differences between Raw and SmackDown as well.
Really?
They're trying to make it more of its own separate show. So this starts the 4th of October, not that far away.
They tried to do that before, and then they brought it back, and now they're going back.
Yeah, they tried to make it their own show, and Paul Heyman started to run things, and they got the better ratings, and then Vince was upset. And we saw, 2 years ago even, when SmackDown was doing better than Raw, and they neutered it quickly. So,
what's the point, WWE?
That's what troubles me with the brand split, though, is that they can make SmackDown a good show, but it doesn't have to be its own show. It should just be a continuation.
Yeah. I mean, again, no, WWE is not for kids. Like, that's such a bullshit fucking thing, King dumb fuck in the chat. WWE is not for kids because if WWE, well, it does seem to be for kids now, yes. But if WWE was really for kids, it'd be on at 10 o'clock in the morning. It'd be on at 7 p.m., it wouldn't be on at fucking 9 o'clock to 11 or 8 o'clock to 11. They certainly treat you like kids. But if you take a look in the audience, most of the audience are adults. So WWE's got their market all fucked up. They're all screwed up and they don't know what they're doing. It certainly is marketed towards kids and they try to be for kids, but it's really they're not doing what they used to do with kids, for sure. And so it's just garbage. You can write for kids and still be good. This is a sweet little attempt, but no. Nice try, dum-dum.
It's not directly straight marketed. They that's almost like an excuse. It is family entertainment with the PG umbrella, but it's not directly marketed towards any one particular audience.
If it was for
kids...
And
the one they want the most is the 18 to 24 crowd still.
Right.
Because they're the ones that purchase the games, the shirts.
You don't have Lesnar bust open Randy Orton's head and bleed everywhere if it's for kids. You don't, do certain things that they've done before on Raw when it's just for kids.
You don't let Roman swear. You don't let,
Yeah. It's
the innuendos. Look at what the New Day and... the Usos and even the rap battle they had.
It would be like saying Back to the Future's for kids. The movie Back to the Future, the Back to the Future trilogy, is a family movie. Everybody can watch it. But even in Back to the Future, somebody's called, I don't know, there's a couple swears, like Jesus Christ. I think when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit. It's like there were swears in it. There was realism in it, but it was a comedy and it was for the whole family. It was that movie that even though you were 5 years old or 6 years old, your parents would have let you watch it and you would have heard the word shit. And I heard the word shit. I never even thought about it. I never said it, never thought about it, and my parents didn't go, "Oh, oops." Nobody even said anything. It was a family movie because it could appeal to everybody in the family. It can appeal to everybody. And at some point during the Attitude Era, although everybody watched it, it didn't appeal to everybody. Because when they were having girls pull their tits out and Shawn Michaels was jerking off like, "Oh, I'm going to suck my dick." That fucking, like, whoa. Like, that couldn't appeal. It could appeal to kids because a lot of, I saw that shit when I was like 14 and I saw some of it when I was 13. And that was right up my alley at that time. I loved it. And there was younger kids who watched that liked it. But yes, it is true that really couldn't appeal to everyone. So I get it that they kind of toned it down a little bit after that. Although I would have preferred it to stay that way, of course. But even in 99 when they toned it down a little bit, they were still ridiculous. And that's why the ruthless aggression was more of a balance, because they did have blood, they did have some kind of crazy stuff going on, but it was a little more family friendly, family oriented, and I could deal with that. But what's going on right now is very similar to the Attitude Era, where the Attitude Era went a little too far towards catering to people like me and you, who are, maybe were a little more extreme, and some families were not able to watch. Some kids and families were probably locked out of watching that show because of what they were doing, especially sexually.
Telling people to suck it without even knowing what it meant, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that part of it, like, I can even accept that. Like, I even thought that was all right. But, like, some of the other stuff,
panties matches,
like having the bra and panties come out and then the girls suck a kielbasa in the ring, you know, like, obviously, when you watch it, like, damn, like, I couldn't let, like, what if my son was watching that? I'd be like, fuck, I think I have to turn this off, you know? So it's like...
Now you got to worry about pedophile Minecraft YouTubers, you know?
But this... what we're watching now, it feels like it's too far to the extreme of scripted and kids. It feels too far that way. Just like the Attitude Era might have been at some point too far sexually for kids to be able to, all kids to be able to watch, even though we did mostly. There were some, I'm sure, religious families and other people who were locked out of it because of it. But now we've gone too far the other way, and you're literally, you are... So before, where there were 5, 6, 7, and 8-year-olds who maybe weren't able to watch, who were able to watch in the early 90s, now it feels like the 18 to 28-year-old male, for the most part, can't really watch, and especially over 35 isn't going to mostly watch this shit, unless something else was going on. Streamlabs would like to sponsor me. Is this just for me? I don't know.
That's great if it is.
Anyway.
You certainly bring them enough business.
God damn it. We got to play some donations, then I'll read up on that afterwards. Oh, that might be everybody. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know what the deal is.
Super Chat Party.
How and I am Team HIMMELGOD this week.
Team Himmelgod this week, huh, Gurman? We'll see you, sorry son of a bitch. Thanks for the $4, though. Steven with the $4 super chat. Super chat. Are there more coming?
I mean, even the itsy bitsy Roman stuff and all, all that crap that we got with the nursery rhymes with Corbin, itsy bitsy Balor. That stuff was just, like you said, too far tuned towards kids. It makes the adults tune off, and the kids even think it's cringeworthy, and they don't like it. So.
That's the thing, is the kids don't even like it. Unless they're like delusional.
Yeah.
Ultimo Hombre 31, thanks for the sub. I salute you. A buenos noches. Oh man, I'm so fucking done with this shit. I can't even believe it.
It just rips you apart. It really does. Like,
Mike, thanks for subbing to the channel, man.
That's why I was laughing when Andre Corbio was in the chat earlier. He said that just because, was it Justin Bieber makes a ton of money, but he still sucks. And he's right, though. I mean, it's a matter of personal opinion, but still.
That's arguable. But even that's arguable.
So well.
That's arguable because he sells out shit.
Yeah.
Kane and Daniel perform Bye 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 in sync next SmackDown.
Bye, bye, bye. Hot Topics, imagine that. Hey, Hot Topics, thanks for the donation for the $5. No, I'd argue that it's nothing like Justin Bieber, because he actually puts on a show that people want to come and see, and his fucking album sales are great, probably, and his ticket sales are great, and he makes money and people love him. They don't sit there and say, what is he doing? It'd be like if Justin, if Bieber went, I'm gonna call him Beaver, he went like only country music or something,
and wasn't selling records and
that's what it'd be like.
If you come to Peeps Show, you know what I do.
I don't know what that means. Steven,
I'm afraid.
I don't want. Oh man, you fucking Steven Gurman's.
I don't want a peep show from German.
Steven Gurman's gonna give us a fucking peep show and pull his fucking privates out or something. You sick fuck, Gurman.
And that's why I said with that comment, it's a matter of opinion. But with WWE, it's fact. It's the lowest rated show in history in 25 years. How can that be? I see why, but 20% of the audience has tuned out this year. Since last year at this time, we've lost 20% of the audience.
Pour me a beer. You've got a new subscriber.
Who's subbing here? Hot Topics with the sub. Thanks for the sub, man. Appreciate that shit. I'm trying to think of what else. So, I mean, tomorrow night we're going to have Out of Nowhere. We'll talk about all this shit. It's going to be kind of a lot to talk about. We'll probably focus a little bit on the Raw rating situation and some of the other stuff. Elijah Suarez. Yeah, predictions for Extreme Rules. Maybe we'll do that night. Yeah, might as well.
And I've also got some good insider information possibly about Brock Lesnar that people want to hear that I haven't seen reported elsewhere, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Gotta get that inside track fact.
Yeah, I mean, I've been off and on UFC throughout the years. You know, I watch it here or there, and a lot of times I catch it later and stuff like that, and I just don't do shows on it. But, you know, it might be time to go full in on UFC. I just don't like them because they really crack down on you, even if you're doing reviews. Hey, we're having a subscription party, everybody. Michael Maldonado. What's up, Michael, for the sub? We're at 56,000 subscribers on YouTube. Over 56,000 subscribers. And everybody is subbing. We're doing wrestling podcasts daily and wrestling news. And definitely want to plug the Patreon, guys. If you like what we do here, help keep me doing the show on Patreon.
Chat party.
It's raining men over at Peeps.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining man. Fucking sick German. Showing off his private parts. I'll show you private parts.
Yeah, and UFC is tricky as well because they can, you know, they went and had that big like strike down spree at one point for people that were just barely covering content. I mean, all you were doing was reviewing, no footage of theirs shown, no picture, nothing, and they just
footages
taking that shit down.
Yeah, they would take you down for just saying UFC something, and then you had to go through emailing them. And I can remember Seanzview like warning me. He was like, "Dude, look out!" And like it was just like bullshit. It was like they're a mess, dude. They are a mess, a big time mess. But yeah, what do you give SmackDown tonight, Jake?
I keep going back and forth. I gave Raw a 2.5. The end match was decent for what we got. You know, 10-man tag. It was fun, but wasn't anything bad. The Andrade all mismatch could be a little bit longer. I think it was a good match, but there was only 5 matches tonight, and technically only 4 because one turned into a tag match. Not much to work with. I'd probably give it 3.5. That's
exactly what my score is for SmackDown. I had it at a 1 until Cien Almas, and the second hour kind of picked up a little bit. So yeah, I'm right there with you, giving it like a 3.5, better than Raw, because I enjoyed, believe it or not, the Cien Almas match better than anything both nights. So
yeah, I like what Miz had to say, and
that too. Yeah, Miz was all right, but he was just kind of, to me, it was kind of just typical same thing. Pretty good though. But
yeah, and you figure McIntyre's match last night with Seth was great, but I shouldn't say great. It was really good, but even that couldn't save you for 3 hours of that shit show.
Yeah, it was a mess. Tonight was certainly a mess, no matter how you try to defend it or how you try to justify it. Tonight was a goddamn mess.
You've got a new subscriber.
Especially SmackDown.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Free Bros, thanks for the sub, man. Appreciate it. Yes, I probably am going to do some PUBG here. But don't know how long, depending on how big a crew we got going on tonight. I got a message, D-Moon. D-Moon did donate earlier tonight, so Moon, if you're in the house,
hopefully he's around.
Hit me up, bro. And I'll hit up Troy now. We'll see what's up. It's party time, maybe. But who knows?
I'm being a vagina, not sticking around.
You are a vagina.
I'm a huge vagina, but I I really hope that things get better. As far as Sunday goes, I'm hoping that, you know, as you usually say, it was such a shit build up, but it'll be a good show. But I'm trying to be positive. I really want it to be something enjoyable. But how can it be when we've gotten this just over and over and over again, the same matchups, the same feuds, and then you're going to have an Extreme Rules pay-per-view with most of the matches having no stipulations, no hardcore scenarios, nothing extreme at all whatsoever.
Extreme farce. Don't call it Extreme Rules. It's not Extreme Rules. It's gimmick rules or something like that. It's not Extreme Rules at all. It's garbage.
Exactly.
It's
they should
last
just
year
had it
sucked.
Great Balls of Fire.
Every year it has sucked, and it will suck this year probably, unless they do something different.
You know, they're getting rid of tables, ladders, and chairs possibly.
I heard they were just moving it or something to the end, or I don't know.
It was supposed to be back in October of this year, but I guess they're getting rid of it, last I heard. Maybe they move it, but they had said that there was already 2 pay-per-views in the year that were basically the same thing, being Money in the Bank and Extreme Rules. So,
Roman and Bobby Lashley, that will put some butts in the seats.
And that supposedly is going to be the main event as well.
Yeah, that would be the main sleep-inducing coma.
From what I've heard so far, they're going to have that overshadow the, you know, championship match.
If they do, it's going to be terrible.
Inducing.
It's going to be a terrible night. But it'll be more interesting than Raw and SmackDown, though. That's the thing. It will be more interesting than Raw and SmackDown, but it will be terrible. Probably.
Yeah.
It was
I
last
hope
year.
It's not terrible, but this is essentially what we're getting for SummerSlam. You know, we're either going to get some, you know, idea of where we're headed and what's going to happen with titles, and I'm really curious to see what they do, you know, with everything that's happening with Brock. You know, are they going to strip him of the belt? Is he going to defend it and just drop it at that point, or is he going to, you know, go ahead and retain, and then we're going to see Braun cash in? I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, so.
I don't know. It's probably not going to be good.
No, regardless. He didn't need the belt to begin with, so having him hold that thing hostage for so long did nothing. I feel like they just made that decision strictly to strip Punk of his record in their record books, even though it's not the same belt, it's not the same lineage.
No, I don't get why that doesn't even make sense.
It's bizarre, but they do that so many times. You know, AJ Lee had the record. Oh, we got to give it to Nikki Bella, and
yeah, they did it, but this isn't that. This is a different
this
belt.
Isn't the same belt, but they treated it as such on social media, saying that he, you know, is now the longest reigning WWE champion, and I don't know. Vince is petty with things like that, so
it doesn't make sense. Vince is an idiot if that's the case.
We know that to be a fact.
That is it is so stupid. And everything we've seen has been stupid. But yeah, that's it. That's my review of tonight. I thought it was horse shit. And quite frankly, I'm impressed with the viewership of this show tonight. Because last night's Monday Night Raw review was so sleepy, people went to sleep. We had an average of 850 people watching last night. I expected maybe 500 to watch the SmackDown review tonight. We had about 800 at one point watching this review. So, god damn it, man. I would love nothing more than to jump on PUBG right now and just destroy with you guys. But I gotta be honest, I haven't heard from Troy, I haven't seen D-Moon, and my controller is missing, and I don't know where it is, and I think I'm getting tired. So I'm actually gonna get off tonight, and we will play probably tomorrow night, maybe. I don't know. But
I apologize wholeheartedly. I really wanted to play, but I've had a fever all day, and I've been coughing up a shit.
Dude, if I had a fever, if you had a fever, you shouldn't even be on here tonight. Like, how the hell are you?
I got amoxicillin over here that they gave me for the ear infections, but I've been coughing up blood all night. So,
Jesus Christ,
I think I have bronchitis or some shit. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So,
yeah, if I start throwing up blood, I'm running to the hospital. I don't know what.
Not throwing up blood, just coughing up a little bit. You know.
Okay, you said throwing up blood. You fucking scared. I'm like, what
coughing
the
up
fuck?
Blood. Coughing.
Dude, I am running to the hospital if that happens to me.
Yeah, that's a different case, but.
Well, it's a fucking case. I'm running to the fucking hospital. Get the fuck out of here.
Can't fuck that.
Holy shit. Guys, check out WrestleCrate, WrestleCrate.com. Enter in coupon code Joe Sent Me. You'll get a percentage off of your WrestleCrate monthly wrestling boxes. Tons of autographs, t-shirts, all kinds of shit. It's the best crate in the business, WrestleCrate.com. Coupon code Joe Sent Me. And I will see you guys on Patreon. I have uploaded so much stuff on Patreon, it's out of control. Become a patron. I ask you, you will get 8 hours of bonus content a week on Patreon. The app downloads to your phone, and you got Joe Cronin Show audio and podcasts, wrestling, non-wrestling, corrupted podcast every week, all in the fingertips, and it's every week. It's 30 hours a month. We have over 310 of you have signed up. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. You don't just help fund the show. You also get all the bonus content. Become a patron. One of my more recent posts from the other day, of course, is Morning Madness episode 130. 103. I've done 103 episodes of Morning Madness. All this stuff is unlockable when you do $5 a month. There's a $2 a month, $1 a month, $3 a month, $4 a month. Some people are doing $30 a month. Whatever you want to do, though. Free-to-play podcast, audio form. Coming next week, we'll have the monetize this episode start to be uploaded in audio from episodes 1, 2, 3, and on. Believe it or not, uploaded to a Dropbox. We also have a Dropbox right here where all the episodes of Corrupted are there, so I can click this Dropbox and you can download all 55 episodes of Corrupted right here instantly. Download it to your phone or computer. That way you have it, so you don't have to sift through Patreon looking for where all the episodes are, scrolling down trying to find them all. They're all right here in a special download link that you get access to. You could literally become a patron. You could cancel your Patreon at any time, but I don't know, you're probably not going to. I'm sure some people will, but mostly you are not going to cancel. There's just so much fucking content on here. If you have $5 to spare a month, you're going to like this shit. Lots of bonus shit. All right, guys, I'm done plugging my shit. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Without it, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. Without the live donations and without Patreon, we wouldn't be here. So that's why I got to plug it. It's a fun time. We're going to have a big patron hangout this Saturday night. Just after 12, heading into Sunday, basically. Late night hangout, a meeting of the patrons for the Corrupted podcast on Patreon. Big time this Saturday night. We'll see you there. Any questions, you can hit me up on Patreon. You guys can message me directly. I answer every message on Patreon. I never miss one. So, there's also an option to do a podcast with me. If you want to do wrestling podcasts with me and have it uploaded to my main channel, we can talk about your channel, your podcast, whatever you want to talk about. Plug your own shit, $25 or something like that. There's a bunch of different tiers and rewards for becoming a patron. And with YouTube demonetizing everything, that's the only way to keep this shit afloat. So come on over. I plugged it hard tonight. I'll see you guys tonight on Patreon, perhaps. Plus, I alert you guys every single time, usually, almost every time I go live. And when there's a special event, that way you don't miss it, since YouTube doesn't send alerts out to you motherfuckers anymore, because YouTube hates me, and everybody. Then that's another benefit from Patreon. And if Twitter goes away, which it has, and if YouTube goes away or something goes away, at least you guys know you can find me on JoeCroninShow.net or on Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. We'll see you guys tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'll see you, patrons, in the morning from Morning Madness, a special episode. I'm going to talk about fucking everybody I need to talk about. A lot of people in New York need to be talked about on my Patreon tomorrow. A lot of people in New York. Even my old friend from Indiana might need to be talked about. There's a lot of people that need to have a shoot done on them. And it's going to happen on Patreon tomorrow. Get the fucking record button ready.
It reminds me of older wrestling games. If you played the season mode long enough, the same shit would happen over and over. #No mercy.
On Help Him and Tell. What's up, Angel? Yes, I agree. This WWE Raw and SmackDown legitimately, and that's why I call it 2K19 and 18. It legitimately reminds me of the video game. Absolutely. It is cookie cutter, season mode, or whatever. Thank you so much for the $5, my friend. Buenos noches. Check out Smile Empty Soul's new album, Oblivion. It's available now. Smile Empty Soul.
There's a guy on Twitter, I guess, named Joe Cronin.
And he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone. You suck Joe Cronin's dick, fucking faggot. And or some various version of that.
You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
Don't forget to like, comment, and body slam that subscribe button.
This is the epic voice guy, and I can honestly say, Joe Cronin is god awful, that is. You guys seriously listen to this guy? And
way of talking in the microphone.
I hope Justin dies in a campfire accident. How about that?